For years, the world has known Ukraine through headlines. But long before the news, and long after it fades, there has always been another Ukraine. A country shaped by fertile plains, centuries of tradition, vibrant cities, and remarkable resilience. A country where mornings smell of fresh bread and evenings end with songs passed down through generations. To understand Ukraine, you have to look beyond the conflict and discover the everyday lives of the people who call this land home. What people think Ukraine is. Today, many people associate Ukraine with war. Others know it as one of Europe's great agricultural nations or the birthplace of rich cultural traditions. While these images reflect important parts of the country's story, they don't capture everyday life. They don't capture the grandmother tending her garden at dawn, the students crowding a Kyiv bookshop on a Saturday afternoon, or the young engineer building software for international markets from a cafe in Lviv. Ukraine is one of Europe's largest nations, home to millions of people whose lives revolve around family, work, education, and community. It is a country of 40 million stories, each one shaped by a shared land, a shared language, and a shared sense of belonging that runs deeper than any headline can reach. It is a country where ancient traditions exist alongside modern innovation, and where history continues to shape the future. A land that shaped a nation. Ukraine's geography has influenced its history for thousands of years. Stretching from the Carpathian Mountains in the west to the Black Sea in the south, the country contains fertile farmland, forests, rivers, and broad open plains that seem to reach the very edge of the sky. Much of its agricultural success comes from rich black soil known as chernozem, among the most fertile on Earth. This remarkable earth has fed empires, sustained communities, and earned Ukraine the enduring title of Europe's breadbasket. Vast fields of sunflowers and wheat stretch across the horizon each summer, turning the countryside into something that looks more like a painting than a landscape. The mighty Dnipro River has long connected communities, transported goods, and helped shape some of the country's oldest cities. It is a river that has witnessed centuries of civilization and continues to flow quietly through the heart of the nation today. In the west, the Carpathian Mountains shelter ancient villages, dense forests, and traditions that have remained largely unchanged for hundreds of years. From mountain villages to coastal towns, every region has developed its own traditions, while contributing to a shared national identity that is as layered as the land itself. Daily life in Ukraine. Each morning begins differently across Ukraine. In Kyiv, one of Europe's great capital cities, trains and buses carry millions of commuters beneath grand boulevards lined with chestnut trees. Cafés fill with students and office workers grabbing coffee before work, conversations layered over the quiet hum of a city coming to life. In smaller towns, markets become gathering places where fresh vegetables, cheese, bread, and honey are sold by local producers who have known their customers for decades. These markets are not simply places to shop. They are where the week's news is exchanged and community bonds are quietly renewed. Village life follows a slower rhythm. Gardens are carefully maintained, neighbors know one another by name, and generations often live close together. Grandparents, parents, and children sharing the same courtyard, the same meals, and the same stories. Whether in a city apartment or a countryside home, family remains at the center of everyday life. Culture, family, and tradition. Ukraine's culture has been shaped by centuries of history, and it shows in every corner of daily life. Traditional embroidery, known as the vyshyvanka, remains a proud symbol of national identity. Each region carries its own patterns and color combinations, with designs passed between generations as carefully as any family heirloom. Music, dance, and storytelling continue to connect younger generations with their heritage. Folk melodies that were sung in village squares hundreds of years ago can still be heard at festivals, family gatherings, and school celebrations today. Religious celebrations such as Easter and Christmas remain important family occasions, marked not only by ceremony, but by the warm and unhurried rituals of preparation. The painting of pisanki eggs, the baking of traditional breads, the gathering of relatives from near and far. Homes fill with traditional foods, handmade decorations, and generations gathered around the same table, where the youngest and the oldest share the same space and the same moment. Across the country, preserving culture is viewed not as looking backward, but as carrying history into the future. Modern Ukraine. Modern Ukraine is changing rapidly. Cities like Kyiv, Lviv, and Dnipro have developed growing technology sectors, vibrant creative industries, and a generation of young professionals who are internationally connected while remaining deeply rooted in their own culture. Kyiv's technology district has earned international recognition, producing software engineers, developers, and digital entrepreneurs whose work reaches markets across Europe, Asia, and North America. Agriculture continues to play a major role in the national economy and identity, but technology, manufacturing, finance, and digital services have become increasingly important pillars of a country modernizing on its own terms. Young Ukrainians often balance international opportunities with a strong desire to preserve their language, traditions, and national identity, understanding instinctively that being modern and being Ukrainian are not competing ideas, but two sides of the same story. Nature beyond the cities. Nature has always been part of Ukrainian life, woven into its culture, its food, its festivals, and its sense of time. The Carpathian Mountains offer forests, waterfalls, and hiking trails that draw visitors from across the country and beyond. Small wooden guest houses sit beside mountain streams, and local guides lead walks through landscapes that feel untouched by the modern world. The Black Sea coastline attracts visitors during the summer months, its warm waters stretching toward distant horizons beneath open skies. Spring blossoms, golden summer harvests, colorful autumn forests, snow-covered winters. Each season carries its own particular light, its own particular smell, and its own particular rhythm, and Ukrainians have long understood how to live in step with all four. Connecting the country. Ukraine's transportation network connects one of Europe's largest countries across enormous distances. Railways link major cities and smaller communities, carrying passengers through plains, forests, and river valleys that shift and change with every hour of travel. Technology has also transformed communication and everyday convenience. Digital banking, mobile services, and online government platforms have become part of everyday life for millions of Ukrainians, making the country one of the region's most digitally active societies, even in its smallest towns. What makes Ukraine different? Ukraine cannot be defined by a single moment in history. Its identity comes from contrasts, held together not by contradiction, but by a people who have always known how to carry many things at once. Ancient traditions alongside modern cities, agricultural villages beside technology hubs, a deep respect for history combined with an equally deep optimism for the future. It is a country where a grandmother's recipe and a software startup can both represent the same national spirit, the belief that what is worth keeping should be kept, and what is worth building should be built. Throughout generations, one quality has remained constant: an extraordinary ability to adapt while protecting the values that matter most. Why people call Ukraine home? For many Ukrainians, home means much more than geography. It is family traditions passed from one generation to the next, recipes, songs, celebrations, and ways of greeting the morning that no distance can fully erase. It is familiar neighborhoods, the changing seasons, the smell of fresh bread, the songs learned as children, still remembered decades later in cities far from where they were first heard. It is the sound of a particular language and the comfort of being fully understood. No matter where life takes them, many remain deeply connected to the language, culture, and communities that shaped them, because home is remembered not only through places, but through people. Ukraine's story is far richer than the headlines that have introduced it to much of the world. It is a country built on fertile land, enduring traditions, vibrant cities, and a remarkable resilience that has been tested many times and has held every time. A place where history is remembered, community remains strong, and hope continues to shape the future. A place where the land itself seems to hold the memory of everything that has happened upon it, and to offer it gently forward. And beyond every challenge lies something that has always defined Ukraine: the people who proudly call it home. If you enjoyed discovering another side of Ukraine, subscribe as we continue exploring the countries, cultures, and communities that make our world so extraordinary.